All right. So, we're going to go over a quick guide here on solo night raining. If this is your first time solo night raining, I'd recommend going with the Wilder class. That's the default John Night Rain class because he just does everything. And on top of that, you don't have to have the relics that I have. They are nice. I could start with nothing. That's an option. But these are the ones that I'm currently running. And they're actually, like, really damn good, to be fair. Speaking of, actually, hold on. I got, like, a way better Wilder. Yeah. Yeah, actually, this is way better. What was I going to say? So, yeah, we're going to talk about, like, map. I think the biggest thing is not character picking. It is mostly map awareness and knowing what to go for off the rip. All right, it's going to be like this is not going to be super cut. This is full raw. So if you're watching this, if you need to skip ahead to like different sections, go ahead and go for it. I'll be going through like a whole round of one Night Rain match solo, and I'll just commentate the whole thing, my thought process, what to look out for, what's important, so on and so forth. Obviously, if you haven't done a Night Rain run yet, and you look at these different bosses, you see effective on the top there, which means that this boss is weak towards that element, right? So you have like the triple dogs are weak to holy, and these aren't like in a way of they're weak to that element, they take more damage, which they do, but also it affects the fight as a whole. That's the big thing. So if you have fire here, for example, versus the moth actually burns like it's poisoned because you're burning it to death. Gaping Jaw throws up if it's poisoned to get rid of the poison, which means it stands still for a really long time, and you get to like just hit for free. So like all these bosses have like different effects that you're able to counter in these fights. Like they have a lot of moves that you can counter with their weakness. For yeah, best terms I can put. Chat, which one should we do? I guess for this guide, which boss do you think is like the best? I guess we could, Libra, I feel like is a good... Libra's a solid boss. I feel like most people are going to have a hard time with that one. Oh, so we could do Dark Drift Knight. We could do that one too. Yeah, what up, Tiger? How's it going, man? Quite balanced for teaching. Yeah, right? I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. The rest of them, I don't want to spoil... like final boss or whatever, you know. I think either Darkness Drift Knight or Equilibrious Beast. So we'll do this one. Hold on. Am I solos? I am solos. Okay. Oh yeah. If you want to play solos, by the way, go to the second tab. You have your target tab. You have your target tab here. You have your match make settings on the other tab here. Go to the bottom and you can swap this to single player. That way you play solo. If you're wondering even how to play solo, that's how you play solo. Cool. All right, Libra. I combed my hair. It's not really combed that much. All right. So first things first, when you load in, is check the map, right? Our weakness for Libra is going to be Madness, which is really hard to come by, and honestly, it's not fully required for the Libra fight. It just skips a specific sequence in this fight, but it's not super important, if I'm being honest. First things first, you're going to land at a camp. Always clear the camp. If you're playing solos, always clear the camp, because when you clear the first camp that you land at, it will give you level 2. Every single time, guaranteed. All right, so we're gonna zoom in here just to see where we're landing. We're going to land right over here, okay? And I immediately see some things I'm going to go point out in just a bit here. But we're going to land at this camp real quick. And what we're going to do is we're just going to clear it. All right? It's going to give us enough money to be able to get level 2 off this. Obviously, clear it as fast as you can. Time is sadly of the essence. But don't feel too stressed. You know, with practice, you will clear it quicker and quicker. So you get around 6,000 for clearing this. And then on top of that, go ahead and just go to all these piles and just pick everything up. All right? You don't have to look at it. It doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter is because it's going to be randomized gear, and it's going to be passives that you can throw out later. But while you go and run and level, you can look at them. All right? So we're going to look at this while I'm running around. I'll be like, okay, holy damage negation, I don't really need that. Charged incantations, I'm not going to use those. FP restoration, that's not bad. We could swap that out. Why not? All right? So while I'm running, I spotted this fort. We're at level 2 right now. What we can do is we can go straight to a fort, which these are easy to clear. Either it's going to be a Virgin Abductor or it's going to be a Commander at the top. Those two are quite easy to clear. They will give you level 3. Okay? But if you're not comfortable with clearing those, you can go ahead and just clear these guys, right? Doesn't have to be these guys specifically, but any overworld enemy that's nearby, you can just kill. I'm stuck in a hole. That's cool. But these will give you also enough money to hit level 3. And level 3 will allow you to wield glue weapons, aka, I guess, rare or uncommon, whatever you want to call it. You know? So we can already go to level 3. The reason that I know that I can go to level 3 is because top left, our number has an arrow next to it, right? So we have that 2, but that arrow is pushing up, which means, hey, you can level up. You can go to level 3 if you want. So now if you need to be level 3, you have to go to a grace, obviously, to level, but you can do this before going to a fort. Now, obviously, if you want to, you can clear this to make it a little bit easier for yourself. But if you're trying to go as fast as possible, you want to run past all these enemies. It's not required, just makes things easier. That's it. Now, when dealing with this guy, the best thing is to roll behind him and get a backstab, okay? If you're playing Wilder, use your ultimate. You get a free stagger, aka you just kill everything because there's a bomb nearby. And there you go. Alright, first boss cleared, and we get a weapon, and it's level 3, right? So whatever you get from this, you're allowed to use right away. Flamberge is really good. We'll go ahead and level. We got our level 3, and this is what we're here for. We're here for these chests, okay? These chests, I would say 90% of the time, not all the time, it's not guaranteed, but 90% of the time, we'll have a stone sword key. Now, a lot of builds are based around stone sword keys because there is a relic that I'm currently running, which you can see in the middle, which is attack power permanently increased for clearing an Everjail. And that allows you to, if you clear an Everjail, get 5% bonus damage across the board. It doesn't matter what damage it is, it's just bonus damage. So since we're level 3 right now, and we have a blue weapon, we can go ahead and clear this Everjail. How to get that relic? You can buy it or you roll it to get lucky. So we're going to take this bird here, we're going to drop down, and we're going to activate this Everjail with this key. Alright. Now this is a duelist, this is easy to tackle, so you can definitely do this day 1. Some things are going to spawn that might be a little hard, and there's nothing wrong with coming back. Okay? You don't have to do this fight right now. But some of the fights are very easy to tackle, like the duelists, and some of the other lesser bosses. But if it's a boss that's too hard for you, you can always come back later when you're stronger, okay? But clearing that Everjail gives us free money, which now already gets us to level 5. The first cycle is coming in right now, right? But we're already level 5. Now I see that we have this church here, right? Which is a free flask. And the circle's over here. So what you kind of want to do when you're looking at the map and you know where the circle is you want to plan outside of the circle first, because you're going to have to move into the circle anyways. Try and clear things that are outside of the circle to maximize your time. Because going straight to the circle and clearing everything in the circle, by the time the circle closes for the first time, you already have everything completed inside of this. And then you're just going to sit around and wait. And that's wasting time. So might as well go ahead and grab whatever you can. See this flask over here as well? We can grab that. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that as well. So we're going to rotate over to this flask. We're going to have 2 flasks before we even get into the circle. And then we can get our 3rd flask if we really want to later on, which is already in the circle. So we don't have to waste our time. Now, if you are doing the Everjail strat, the Everjails are these circular icons. So you know exactly where all of them are. So once you get some keys, you can go ahead and start aiming for those right away. Now, which places give keys? Almost guaranteed places are the forts, like I mentioned before, but also the cathedrals. The cathedrals also have designated areas where you can get a key. Okay? Those are the two places that you want to look at right away. Plus, they're really easy to clear. These are mini boss areas that don't have very difficult bosses. These will have, most of the time, either a golem or will have a headless knight at the bottom of the basement. The ones that have no elements. The ones that do have an element will have a fire monk because they're, or the holy dude guys. Those are the 3 different cathedrals. So I'll show you right now. These are the headless guys because we have a headless guy right out front. So there's going to be a chest. There's the hole here for the boss, but there's going to be a chest right here. And like I said, 90% chance that there's a key, and there is. We grab that key, and we keep on moving. All right? That's all we got to do. All right, now that zone's coming in, but we're close enough here. And we'll just drop down. Make sure that we're in the circle, not taking any bonus damage. All right, that's our first circle. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Not too crazy. Oh, golden scarab is really nice. That's some extra money. That's some money. All right. Now we have 2 keys. We can go ahead and clear this Everjail. Now, just because I've played this game a lot, I know that there is a field boss next to this Everjail. The map doesn't tell you until day 2, but I've been playing this game a lot. So I know next to this specific Everjail is a field boss. Okay? Now we can check out, see if we can even do it. Okay? It's Lion. Lion is, I would say, one of the easier Overlord or Overworld bosses. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to Sacred Blade here. We're going to buff our weapon real quick. And then we can go ahead and just fight him. You can ult here if you don't think it's safe. Or if you're not very comfortable with this fight. I don't get the riposte because the game hates me. But that's okay. You'll learn quickly that the game hates you too. Should get a bleed proc here. There we go. Now we killed another boss. Very nice. Now, when picking weapons, you want to go with what your character is most proficient in. With Wilder, it's going to be great swords. He can use all kinds of weapons. So Troll's Hammer is really not bad. But what we want to, if we already have a decent weapon like we have the Flamberge, is we want to look for passives that help out with our current weapon, if we like the current weapon that we have. Now, either we can go for resistances, which in this case is really good, because we're fighting Libra, who has a lot of madness. We can take that resistance buff. That'll help out a lot in the final stage of our night run. We're going to use our key here. And here we go. Okay, this is one of the worst Everjails that you can get. So this is like night and day compared to the other one. This one, if you're not comfortable with this, you can just act like the key that you just used is a dud. It's not worth clearing most of the time because these guys are very mean because the game hates you. These guys are very tough to deal with. They're very aggressive. If you know what you're doing, it can kind of be okay, but as you can see, I'm even on the brink of dying myself. We're going to do this infinite combo now. Very, very fun. And honestly, I'm not going to waste my time on this. We're going to keep on going. All right? We're just going to call that a dud. Let's go ahead and clear this frenzy camp instead. This is actually really good anyways. If you're facing Libra, look out for these madness camps because what they'll do is there's a higher chance of getting a madness weapon, which is Libra's weakness, but on top of that, you will have these boxes nearby, okay? They're all around the camp, and they will drop these boluses. That's fire grease. Haha, I lied. Hold on. Let's go ahead and clear this boss first real quick. Should be a stagger. There we go. Okay. I don't need you currently in my way. Well. All right, we'll do some charged R2s again. He's going to yell at us, which is That's okay, because 2 charged R2s knocks them back down. So no need to be worried about this boss. There we go. Nice and clean kill. And let's see if we get a frenzy weapon. Would be nice. We don't, but we do get Golden Vow, and that's actually really good. Let's go ahead and clear out these guys real quick so that we can use the Grace to level up, because they're in the way, and these guys are incredibly annoying because they just keep showing up. So Golden Vow is really good. It's a buff, so we'll go ahead and we'll take that. That way we can buff ourselves. We're going to level here as well. So now these chests here, right? These glowing chests, they will drop boluses from time to time. Alleviates Madness buildup, right? So if you have Madness buildup already on your character, you can alleviate it. But boluses, however, have also a permanent effect. So if you hold a triangle here and then press up, you will immediately consume it. And that will now in your status bar, as you can see here, Madness resistance is up. So now overall, permanently, my Madness resistance is increased. The more I eat, the higher it goes. So I eat a second one here. Boom. Now we have Madness resistance +1. So we can go around this whole camp, opening up all of these boxes, and eat as many boluses as possible to make sure that we have a good amount of Madness resistance once we face Libra. None are here, and that's okay. Circle is coming in, so we got a little bit of time. We can still hunt around a little bit for some more chests real quick. Get some more boluses if need be. And then we'll rotate up. And since that flask is on the way, we can grab that flask right afterwards. I'd also recommend pinning things. Okay, circle's coming in, so we just leave here. I'd recommend pinning things for yourself just to know where to go right afterwards by looking at your compass without wasting too much time. That way you don't get lost and have to keep opening up your map being like, oh, where's my character facing? You just look at the compass, be like, oh, I pinned here. That's where I have to go. Let's go ahead. We'll take the Spirit Spring up here real quick. Grab this flask. It's okay to take some storm damage. You're not going to die. Run out here again. You can grab that Scarab later if you really want to. Now, you can either go across this bridge here and try to climb all the way around if you really wanted to, or something that's a bit more fun is to just jump down. And sometimes there's a secret chest down here, by the way. You can check that real quick. Why not? Sometimes. Not all the time. And there's a key in there. Very nice. Let's take that too. Taking this Spirit Spring will lead you all the way to the top without having to go all the way around. Saves you a lot of time and a lot of headache. Now we're going to go ahead, kill a Scarab real quick. Very nice. All right, and now we are at the tree. So we'll clear this and go from there. First night, and we're up against Revenants. All right, well this is gonna be fun. This guy won't stop moving. It's probably one of the... Okay. It's probably one of the worst night bosses, I would say. But we do have our ultimate here, and again, keep in mind that Wilder's ultimate allows you to instantly stagger anything. So if you're having a hard time versus Revenant here, be sure to ult to at least give yourself a little bit of time. Okay, Revenant's moving around a lot right now, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, when it does this, try and stagger it. If you can, to knock it out of its explosion, it's some free hits. Don't run away. Go ahead and just land some charged R2s and just hope that that staggers for you. It's better than just allowing it to charge up. We're going to go ahead and ult here to cancel it again. There we go. I'm going to go for that riposte. Very nice. Charged R2. Charged R2. Oh. And with Wilder, you can also be semi-safe for the fact that you have your passive that will allow you to take one hit that would kill you, and it will not kill you. There we go, though. All right. We definitely want to go with increased enemy damage after critical hit. That will exponentially increase our damage when we're fighting any boss. Because the game hates you. Yeah. Now we can go to this cathedral and get another key, right? We're next to the cathedral here. We're going to plan out right away, right? Now, if you want to be really efficient, you start running into Storm to go to your next location off the rip. But we're playing a little bit safer here for anyone that is obviously not comfortable with Night Rain just yet and taking Storm damage. So here's the chest as well, the same it was in the other cathedral. We grab that key. So now we have 3 keys, which means 3 more Evergels that we can clear for 15% more damage. We do have a boss over here. At the second day, the map will mark bosses that are big bosses, okay? So we have 4 big bosses here on the map that will give you a lot of money. And that will guarantee you purple, if not legendary rewards. One of them being this dragon. So we'll go ahead and we'll fight this dragon. If you're not comfortable with it, learn it. It's very important, and dragon is honestly one of the easier fights, to be fair. If you get good RNG, I'm missing everything right now, so don't look at that. Go for the head when you can, whenever he does an attack. We're getting really good RNG with these stomps. Allows us to... Okay. When he does this attack, just run back a little bit. You're fine. The flames will not hit you. And then just surge sprint towards him. Now when he does this, just run a little bit to the edge here. You can go straight up to his wing. Charge dart 2. Get a little bit of bad RNG, but just use your surge sprint. You'll be fine. You can get out of any attack here. Learning the fight's really important, though. I just thought he completely fell off the map. Should get a stagger here. Okay, we do not, somehow. There we go. And now we can go ahead, get some extra attacks in first, because he's on the ground for a little bit. Right? And then we can go for that riposte. This is where we can go for that full damage here, make sure he doesn't get away, so we don't waste our time. Okay, that was actually not a full stagger. Maybe it was too early. Was that too early, chat? There we go. And there we go. Our first purple reward of the run. Now, an Ice Ride Cragblade is really good. That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. That's a very nice weapon. It's not a great sword, but that's okay because that combination is very, very powerful. We'll go ahead and we'll level off that. We got a lot of money. So we're level 10 already, which is really, really nice. And we can go straight for this Evergel right now. If you're playing Wilder, you can use your ability, by the way, to traverse the map a little bit quicker. Just go ahead and grapple the ground. As you can see, we can grapple the ground like this. Aim up a little bit higher, and then you can jump at the end to increase that momentum. Helps with moving around the map a lot. Allows us to get to these Evergels a lot quicker. Just make sure to input the jump at the end. We'll go ahead and we'll Ash of War here real quick. Activate the Evergel. Now, obviously, I'm playing pretty risky here, but if you've played Elden Ring, you can go ahead and obviously do however you feel comfortable with Noble. If you haven't played Elden Ring yet, stop watching this video and go play Elden Ring. It is very important. We'll go ahead and we'll move this way now. Literally, if you've not played Elden Ring, you'll not understand half the things that you're looking at, if not all the things you're looking at. And it'll be very hard to understand some of these boss fights and how to move fast because you have to learn every single fight fresh. There's a lot of information that you're pretty much missing, and you're missing out on a lot of experience that I think is required, at least for Night Rain. It's just understanding, like, oh, okay. Like, it's this fight. I can go ahead and do that real quick. So the circle's already coming in, so sadly we won't be able to get this Everjail, but we might be able to get this one still. If we'll go for this tree, that is. So let's go for that tree real quick. If you want to know how the trees move, just check the map. This tree right here. We have a... Oh, Loretta's here. Oh, boy. I'll show what we're flying. So pretty much, you already see, like, here's the line. These white lines show how the tree is going to be sending you. So, like, this tree takes you over here. This tree over here takes you all the way up. So, knowing where these trees are, it's going to help a lot. We're going to go ahead and we're going to lean the bird to the left, or to the right, because that will allow us to get off track, and will allow us to at least fly a little bit to be off track, and not be completely forced into a specific direction, and we can get to this Everjail quicker to clear it. Don't forget to platinum Elden Ring. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, dude. We'll go ahead and we'll buff here. Another Everjail. Okay, these guys are just being absolute. What the hell was that? Okay, hello? They just have like infinite poise? Very cool boss. I've never seen them this aggressive before, dude. I've never seen it. Like, it's actually insane. Bruh. I'm gonna go ahead and just try and snag this real quick. Yeah. If you don't have time, use your ultimate. It will be worth it. There we go. We can grab the reward real quick here. We'll get the restoration. We already have a lot of money, so we'll go for the restoration instead. Again, use your ability here to roll very quickly. Not to roll, sorry, to move quickly, I should say. We have another Everjail over here. We can grab this one. Ignore the ignore the overworld boss. It's not required to fight, and it's not going to give us another attack bonus, so we'll just keep moving on. There should be another one up here as well, Ancient Hero. We'll go past him. Take a little bit of storm damage, but that's alright. And let's go ahead and do this fight. The other Godskin. And if you're wondering why, by the way, the health bar now is full, is because we are at the end of day 2, cycle 2. So the circle's closed. And depending on how far you are currently in the game, the Everjail bosses are reduced in health. There we go. So we've cleared 1, 2, 3, 4 Everjails now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we didn't get that 5th one because sadly, that was a bit of a dud. There isn't any other Everjails currently on the map since we just came back to where we started in the beginning of the game. So now to get money, we should go to the castle. First, it's worth pushing all the Everjails, and then once you have no more Everjails left, for day 2, use the rest of your day to go clear the castle. Alright? Now, if you don't feel confident clearing the castle, That's okay. Go ahead and just kill the mobs outside of the castle. They're worth a lot of money as well. And depending on what the castle is, you can have 3 different castles. You can have Banished Knights, you can have Crucible Knights, and you can have Trolls. If you have Crucible Knights, you should be killing the Crucibles instead of the bosses. They give you a lot of money. Now, obviously, I'm not doing that because I feel comfortable with the bosses, so I'm going to go for those instead because I could possibly still get a really good reward. But it's not the wrong play if you go for Crucibles here instead. That's crazy. Yo, what up, Jumbo? Now we have our ultimate, but I'm going to hold on to that for the next boss, which is downstairs. Nice. Jumbo, I'm recording this, by the way, just so to make it easier. All right, nice. Well, we could go for this. I think this stacks, but I'm not sure. Chat, can anyone confirm if this stacks, actually? We'll find out. I have it twice, so I think so. We might have enough time. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go down here and see if I can clear this boss down here, depending on what it is. We can clear it real quick. The downstairs boss. We might. It might be a little risky here, but we can give it a try. Now, I don't expect you to be able to do this. We're doing this just for the run. Okay? Normally, if you see this guy at the castle and you're a new player, it's okay to run away. It's okay to say, you know what? I'll do this another day. Because this fight in melee range is very doable, but also very intimidating. And if you see this boss in your castle, it's because the game hates you. Be a little risky here for sure, but I should be able to. There we go, squeeze it out. We get a legendary here, Axe of Godfrey. Honestly, wouldn't mind running that bad boy. We get level 15 here before day 2, and that's how you make money in Night Rain. We can get our talisman here real quick while the Axe Talisman, that's huge. Let's go. And now again, as mentioned before, use your grappling hook to cover good ground. It'll make things a lot easier. Chat, how good is Axe of Godfrey? I've actually never used it. I'm very curious, though. It's tremendous on Raider. Okay, what about if I'm not Raider? Still good damage. That's a lot of damage. I will not lie. This guy's getting cooked, bro. I'll knock out both of these guys at the same time. There we go. A nice 2-for-1 deal. Go to your local diner if you want the same. Holy shish kebab. Okay, well. And that's how it's done. It's baby game for babies, chat. It's baby game for babies. So now, here's a good decision, right? Here's a tough decision. We have all the time in the world. How do you check your weapons while running? Oh, Bob Doodle, thank you for the $5.69 super chat, by the way. And thank you for the $2.28 super chat. I'm so sorry, Bob. I missed your question there. How do you check your weapons while running? Well, here's the thing. Well, okay, let's go ahead and we'll surge sprint, right? We have time right now. We have time. We're surge sprinting, right? Just open up your menu while you're surge sprinting, and then what I do is a thing called claw gripping, which is pretty much you can still control your character the way you are, where you're currently running, but then you can go ahead and use your index finger to use your D-pad and just check your stuff real quick. Be like, okay, I could use this, I could not use this, you know, and that's how you can check while running to your next location. Hopefully that answered your question. So sorry about missing your question there, Bob. I'm sorry. You didn't have to super chat twice. That is very kind of you, though. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that, man. But yeah, so go ahead and search sprint, and then you open up your menu, and then use your D-pad with your finger. So this is kind of how I'm doing it right now. Is like, you know, how do I do this? Like this, and then I have my index I'm using to check the gear while I'm running. You see what I'm saying? All right. Bombed us, thanks for the fresh primer, by the way. Welcome in, dude. How do you leave a little ping for your comrades? Just go to the map here, and then you just press R3, or the, you press down on the joystick, on the R3. Oh, my controller is disconnected. Hold on. See? And disconnected again. Cool. I can't move my controller. My game hates me. Bro, can you stop disconnecting, bro? Holy fuck balls. All right. Now, we got some options here, right? I almost went up the goop. All right, we have some options here. Either it's poise, periodical giant glint blades, or improved physical attack power. Now, I feel like if you aren't aware, you'd either go with poise or physical attack power. But glint blades is probably one of the best perks. One of the best perks that you can go with in day 2. Because it does a good amount of damage, a great amount of damage, but also it does a good amount, if not an insane amount of poise damage, which allows you to stagger bosses even more. We're already staggering bosses with our ult, and we're staggering them with our weapon, right? But this will allow you to stagger even more. And it gives you free damage. This will allow you to control the boss even more to where it doesn't do as many attacks as it normally does. It is a very, very good perk. So this is the one that we're going to go for. So we're going to have these 3 swords now on your character, and they will automatically track onto whatever is nearby, which will just be the final boss at this point. I'll say Axe of Godfrey. Let me check out Axe of Godfrey real quick. All right. Charge attacks enhance attack power. Okay, well, let me just check that out, I guess. Oh, I just have, like, more damage for charge attacking. For how long does it last, though? Damn! Okay, it's like what, 20 seconds? 15 seconds? That's not bad. Just 15 seconds of increased attack just for charge attacking. Alright, here we go. So we're going into Libra. Normally you level first to spend all your money. We're already max level, so that doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and we'll buy some things here. Now, Obviously, if you're new to the game, you're going to buy a Wending Grace. You want to have enough space to be able to buy a Wending Grace. That's really, really important. It revives you if you die. We don't need this key anymore because there's no Evergels here. We could grab this, but honestly, this is not worth having. This is more or less for outside stuff. And we can keep the temporary boost to stamina. That's fine. We'll buy one more, actually. But before we do that, let's go ahead and buy some physics. The best one that we want to go for right now is this one. This one's going to keep us alive. Now, depending on how you want to play, either you go for another defensive physic, or you get yourself some more damage. In this case, we're going to get ourselves some more damage because damage is Pog. All right? And that's it. Yeah, this is a recording for solo play. It's gonna be on the VOD channel for anyone wondering. Now, when facing Libra, I don't think it's will auto track on him, right? I hope they don't. He's not an enemy yet. Okay. You get to make a deal. Now, most of the deals are gonna be straight garbage. Besides this one. This one specifically, you want to say yes to. If you ever fight Libra and you see, I want resistance to ailments, you will always take this because it will increase your resistance to madness by a lot. And not just that, it costs pretty much nothing. It says sacrifice stamina. Watch how much stamina we lose for this perk. It's small potatoes. Small potatoes. We're going to pop this Opaline Tear. We're going to eat an Exalted Flesh. All right, we're going to lock on to the big boss. Charge Dart 2. Look at that big dam. We got ourselves a stagger here. All right. All right, so now he's going to do this, and that's completely okay. You can try and break him out of it. I don't know if I have enough time to actually break him out of this. I think I do, actually. He's going to be mad now that we broke him out of that. Yeah, look at our madness bar, dude. It's huge. We got another stagger here. We're going to take the repose. Charged attack. I missed. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and heal real quick. That's his final attack when he does that. We're going to go ahead and use our Exalted Flesh. He's going to have a really long windup. We can strafe that. We'll charge attack here. Can I knock him out of this without... Probably not, right? Yeah. Okay, this is completely fine. We're going to heal here. And we have our ultimate now. So we're just going to go ahead and ult. And there you go. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. And that is it. All right. Now, obviously, it looks easy. I understand. But with practice, it will be just as easy for you as it was for me. All right. We only cleared 4 Evergels, which means we only got a 20% damage boost. You can easily, if you really focus on it, clear 6 Evergels, which is 30% more damage. And it will make a lot of the solo content very adjustable. The beginning is the most important. Again, clear the first camp to be able to get level 2. Clear a side area like these forts or these cathedrals to get level 3 and get yourself a blue weapon. And then you immediately go for Evergels. That is the most important part, right? Once you're level 3, you go for Evergels. If you're doing the Evergel build. If you're not doing the Evergel build, you can still go for Evergels. It's not as important, but you can still go for that. And even at level 4, 5, or 6, if you have a Crucible Castle, you can go for Castle instead if you're just looking for damage / levels. If you're not doing the Everjail build. What's an Everjail build? It's a relic that allows you to clear Everjails that then gives you a boost. It does not allow you to clear. You can clear them regardless, but it gives you a 5% boost for each Everjail cleared. And that's it. I'll be honest, chat. Okay, that's the end of the video, by the way. Let me stop with the recording. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the VOD channel.